Hey students, this is Mrs. Olson here. I am here to go over your What's Your Story assignment. So the first thing you'll want to do is head into your social studies course and click on that red What's Your Story folder. This goes along with the Northern Lights social studies curriculum, and we're going to begin with reading chapter 1. The first thing you'll want to do is open up this first PDF called Northern Lights 01, which is our chapter 1 of Northern Lights. You'll want to upload this document into Notability so that when you're taking notes, you can also write on the document, which is pretty convenient. So make sure you take this Northern Lights. It's only chapter 1, and upload that into Notability. You're going to notice that chapter 1 is all about studying Minnesota. It'll talk a little bit more about what Minnesota is, who makes up Minnesota, the culture of Minnesota, the geography of Minnesota, and so on. You're going to be looking at what do Minnesotans have in common and why, even though we have different lives, that we also share the same history. So what do we have in common? So go ahead and you will do that first. I'm going to go back into my What's Your Story folder, and the next thing I'm going to do is upload the Northern Lights Chapter 1 notes. So you will be opening this, uploading this into Notability, and taking notes while reading Chapter 1. The two big questions on your Cornell notes will be, what do Minnesotans have in common? And what does it mean to be a Minnesotan? Remember with Cornell notes, your questions on the side, on the left side, and your notes go on the right side. If you want to, you can definitely add more questions or create a new page if this is not enough room for you, but this will just get you started because these are the two essential questions that we want to be thinking about in that first chapter. So I'm going to go back to the red folder again. I've read chapter 1, I've taken notes on chapter 1. I'm ready for the upload of my chapter 1 notes. So you will take your notes and you will upload your notes to the chapter 1 discussion thread. Remember, discussion thread are the two bubbles. Your assignment would be the notebook and the pencil and paper. So this one is a discussion thread you will upload. That means you're going to probably have to take a screenshot of your notes and upload it to the discussion thread. Let's move on to What's Your Story one-pager. For those of you that have not done a one-pager before, a one-pager is just a blank organizer. So the one-pager you guys will be filling out looks just like this. So just a blank organizer. In order to know what to put in each one of these boxes, right, including the border, you need directions. So let's go back in that folder. And that's why this What's Your Story one-pager direction was created. You will need this in order to fill out your one-pager. So this is what your one-pager directions should look like. The first thing you want to do is take that information that you just got done reading in chapter 1 and create a border. I want you to choose those important vocabulary words, terms, or any words that you can think of that are big idea words and use that to create a border. Up at the top here, this first rectangle box, you're going to put your name, your city and state, and think of a symbol that represents you. Then you have these 3 tall boxes here. This is where you will put 3 things that you read about that Minnesotans have in common with each other. 3 things that we have in common. Lastly, you have a 4th box down here, and using your own words, I want you to come up with your own definition of what it means to be a Minnesotan. You can be creative with this. You can add images, you can add color, whatever you need to do in order to make this unique to you, just as long as you are following the directions that go along with the assignment. Once you are done filling out your What's Your Story one-pager, you will go back into your red What's Your Story folder, and you will upload your one-pager to this assignment right here that says upload here, What's Your Story one-pager assignment. By the end of this chapter, you should be able to do two things. You should be able to tell your teacher or show your teacher what Minnesotans have in common. The second thing that you should be able to do is give your own definition of what it means to be a Minnesotan. Have fun!